My name is Sven Oberländer, and normally I post videos about how to better yourselves, how to live a fuller life. But this time, I'm also an outspoken atheist, by the way. This time, I'd like to talk about the big thing, religion. According to recent events, it's very saddening what happened there, but I'd like to look at all of that from one particular angle. And I'd like to really give you a disclaimer here because I'm not trying to look at the situation or the whole world as like, oh, Sven explains the world. It's definitely not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to look at it from one particular perspective, right? While, for the sake of this video, neglecting the rest. Okay, so please, also I'm not a religious scholar or anything, so it's just a layman's opinion. So that's what you're subscribing for here. Now, when extremists blow themselves up in the name of a political group, a religious group, you can certainly not judge a whole religion by a few extremists. Because, I mean, common sense would tell you that this is unfair, so people shouldn't do it. Of course, you cannot judge a religion by their few extremists. And when people hold up these hashtag things there saying, oh, I'm a Muslim, but I'm not a terrorist. Yeah, I get it. But you got to be able to judge religion, including Islam, by its scriptures. So, got one of those here, and we can take a look at that. But before I'm telling you, before we go into that, as an atheist, and this is a philosophical hobby of mine to study religions, and therefore I became an atheist, by the way. I just let you know, I just didn't buy a Quran for this. I've read that book too, and we'll come to that later. It's not that good either. You'll see in a moment why. I studied a few of these religions, even this one, that's not a religion, but it's, counter-religion, if you will. This one, I had a hard time getting that, I agree. I mean, and this one can turn water into funk, so not that good either. However, let's not judge Islam by a few extremists. Let's judge it by what the Quran says. Yes, this is not in Arabic, and I don't speak Arabic. And I know that some religious scholars would say, if you don't read in Arabic, you don't. Well, if it's really truly the word of Allah, and if Allah would be real, why would he make a book that you have to read in one particular language? Okay, why not make it available in all languages, and why not make it understandable in all languages? And if you would answer, oh, it's because of the Tower of Babel, you would fail. Okay, that's a failing grade. Right there. So, let's cite the Quran here. It's 495. Those believers who stay at home, apart from those with an incapacity, are not equal to those who commit themselves and their possessions to striving in Allah's way. Allah has raised such people to rank above those who stay at home, although He has promised all believers a good reward. Those who strive are favored with a tremendous reward above those who stay at home. Okay. Well, so far so good, can be interpreted in so many ways. But Quran 4:104 says, do not be faint-hearted in pursuing the enemy. If you are suffering hardship, so are they. But you hope to receive something from Allah, for which they cannot hope. Allah is all-knowing and wise. Let's move on to Quran 8:12. Your Lord has revealed to the angels, I am with you. Give the believers firmness. I shall put fear into the hearts of the disbelievers. Strike above their necks and strike all their fingers. That was because they opposed Allah and His Messenger. And if anyone opposes Allah and His Messenger, Allah punishes them severely. That is what you get. taste that, and the torment of fire awaits the disbelievers. Moving on to Quran 8, what is that, 139? Believers, fight them until there is no more persecution and all worship is devoted to Allah alone. If they desist, then Allah sees all that they do. This is just a few passages, and if you Google other hateful passages in the Quran, you'll find them. You'll definitely find them. Now, an Islamic scholar, or even reasonable people, would say, oh, you got to read that in context. But I'm asking you, what's the context? Fight the disbelievers? Fight the disbelievers. Fight them and you will be rewarded. And if you just stay at home and just read and just intellectually fight them, yeah, you'll get some reward. But if you fight them on the streets, you get off the couch, so to speak, and fight them for real, your reward is even bigger. That's what Allah says according to the Quran. And people, some people will act upon that. And that is the big problem here. The big problem is not, Islam is a peaceful religion for most people, yes, but most Muslims are peaceful not because of the Quran, but in spite of the Quran. Because common human sense has morals and they hold you back from committing atrocities. Just like even Christian scholars, especially in this beautiful country, some scholars say, oh yeah, atheists, yeah, they could just go out and rape and murder and kill and whatnot. I'm an atheist. Guess how many people I have killed so far? 0. Why? Because it's immoral. You don't do it. I see no reason to kill anyone. Even though sometimes, some people piss me off, but I don't go out there and kill them. I just don't do that. Normal people don't do that. I do not need a celestial dictator that would punish me with hell, potentially. I don't need that. And reasonable people don't need that either. And even reasonable people, Muslims, Christians, any other religion, reasonable people, they just don't kill. It's not because their book says so. It's in spite of. The book tells them to. Go out there and fight. Yeah. That's the main problem. The main problem is dogmatic religion. And you could potentially exclude a few Eastern philosophies that could be classified as religions or not. Yeah, let's exclude them. But dogmatic religion and this one, they are definitely both highly dogmatic religions, are an absolute mind virus, and they are dangerous to the world and they are dangerous to our society. Why do I say that? They create a strong us versus them mentality. And the us versus them mentality here is, well, we are the believers, we are the righteous people because we are with Allah or we are with Yahweh, the God of the Bible. So who's with Yahweh? Is that the same God? Is it not? Who knows? Maybe Zeus is the real one, maybe Thor, maybe Ra, maybe Odin. How do these people know? And just saying it's written in that book that Yahweh is the real God. It's written in that book that Allah is the real God, even if there could be, there's a chance that this is the same one. It's getting righteousness from a Bronze Age book. Don't you think that is a little over the top in thinking for a modern world that we have right now? Here's an hypothesis, and that goes into so what do atheists believe type of category. Here's an hypothesis. If we did not have religion, this mind virus that infects us at the deepest core, it dumps people down because you believe in a fairy tale, right? If we did not have this mind virus in the world, and in the modern world I believe it doesn't have any place, I think our world would already be 200 to 500 years ahead in development, in technology, in everything we do. Yes, there are problems in the world. Most of them are resource problems, that we have limited resources, and the distribution of such resources. These are the two main problems in this world. Besides religion, of course. But these are the two main problems, and we would have long solved them, I'm quite sure, if we looked more into technology, into science, into actually making things happen. Because science shows you how to make an airplane fly. Science flies you to the moon. Religion takes an airplane and flies it into a building. That's what religion does. And to quote, I think it was, I don't really know the name of the guy. So let's be honest. There's a quote that says, "Without religion, good people would do good things, and bad people would do bad things. But it takes religion for good people to commit bad things." And this is really something to think about, because religion just poisons everything. That's a quote from Christopher Hitchens. So, religion poisons everything. It infects us. It is something that in the 21st century we should work to get out of. So we would be ahead 200 years. And I think to have a civilized discussion, right, about what's going on in this world, religion-wise, it needs to be established. And religion needs to be taken down from its high horse that is so untouchable that it cannot be discussed without being called a bigot or being called this or that. No, religion needs to be debated. A strong society has strong separation of church and state. I mean, even a lot of religious people would agree with me on that. Separation of church and state. And as soon as religion tries to cross that boundary, there needs to be repercussions. There needs to be something done about it. It's not like, oh, in Berlin, a few guys walk around with a t-shirt saying Sharia police on them and patrol a certain neighborhood where the police doesn't even want to go in there anymore because the Sharia police is kind of spooky. Are you kidding me? I mean, if these reports are true, then there should be something done about that. As soon as religion tries to infect a society and trying to put their laws above other laws, religion needs to be tamed. I imagine a world as an atheist where religion really goes down to what it can be, just like a nice little tradition. I don't see anything wrong with, singing Christmas carols and putting a Christmas tree, which, by the way, is a pagan thing, into your home. Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with that. Even calling it Christmas, all good. But let's tame it down to what it can be, and that is just a tradition. But seeing it as a serious factor in this world to make decisions and base decisions upon us, I'm highly appalled by that. I'm highly appalled by that. Now, recently there's the refugee crisis that a lot of people talk about, where refugees basically from North Africa are coming into the European Union as refugees. I highly applaud and would like to welcome people. I mean, I'm a citizen of a major European country. I would applaud everyone who wants to flee their country for a better life, flee from oppression, flee from really bad circumstances, to maybe flee from a war zone, flee to another country to better themselves. But there's really one question that I would ask those people. Can you obey our secular laws? Which is more important, your law or your Islamic law, your Sharia? Which one's more important? Yeah, right now, the first 6 months or so, you just enjoy being in the EU and things like, oh, it's all great and such, and you love it. But after that, what if one of your imams tells you, even if he tells you in private, no, this book is more important than the law, because this is God's law, this is Allah's law, and Allah is above human-made law. So, when in doubt, would you follow like a common law book of a country, or would you follow this book? And that is the big question. And that is where I see most danger in this world, that people follow Bronze Age fairy tales. That's dangerous. if you just derive anything from other than like a warm fuzzy feeling at home, or a song, or like hugging your mom and say God bless you or something like that, if you derive anything more than just stupid tradition, or harmless tradition, not stupid, harmless tradition, if you derive any more than that from a book like this, then our world is in danger, and it will stay in danger. Humankind is in fact endangered by religion. We should get rid of it as soon as we can. And now if you think, oh, these were nice 15 minutes of Islam bashing, I'm a Christian, I'm all good. Well, enjoy the end credits of this video, and then tell me it's only cherry picking or your pastor tells you differently. Well, if your book needs cherry picking, it's not made by God. It really is not. It's made by a cherry farmer. Right. So, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I look forward to all the comments. That will be quite a few, I guess. All right.
So could you feel the way I felt? Did you kneel the way I knelt? Did you stand up and yell, pleading for someone to help? Or listen to reason? Open your eyes. It's a wonder what you'll find with an open mind. You may be surprised. Yeah! Gotta get away from this illusion for the sake of the world, this delusion. 'Cause gotta go. Yeah! If the dark is just a thought, then the light is in your mind. The lies we tell ourselves will ruin the world with time. Did you feel the way I felt? Did you need...
So, and here's a bonus one from the Bible, Mark 16:18. They will be able to handle snakes with safety, and if they drink anything poisonous, it won't hurt them. Here's the challenge to any Christian. Have a sip and prove that your book is real.